The following is a production of the Averett Sports Network.
Hello, Cougar Nation, and welcome to live coverage of Averett University baseball here on the Averett Sports Network. I'm Drew Wilson, joined by Trevor Ramagos for today's Game 1 of our doubleheader between the Cougars of Averett and the Washington Lee Generals. Trevor, beautiful day here in Danville. A little chilly, but not too bad.
It's warmed up some.
And teams just finished up warm-ups, and coaches are meeting with the umpires, but Averett comes in, coming off a loss in their season opener yesterday at Guilford College. Cougars had basically one bad inning, and it ended up hurting them. They lost 7-2. Washington Lee comes into the game. This is their season opener, so
New season, always like to see how teams come out of the gate with how they're going to play early. So it's fun. It's going to be a fun game. Cougars got some experience yesterday on the road. Now they get to come home and take on a team that's playing their first game. So it should be an interesting matchup here today.
It will. Washington Lee, I said, obviously their season opener last year, they went 14-20. 3 of those wins came against Averett at the beginning of the season. So the Cougars looking to maybe avenge those losses here. But this is a completely different team, different mindset for the Cougars coming into this year. If you haven't had a chance to check out our video preview of the season, the Cougars, just chemistry-wise, mindset-wise, seem to be in a better place. And, between the returners they got back as well as some of the newcomers they've added to the mix, head coach Kenny Fleming in his second year is really excited about this team.
Yes, and the Cougars bringing some important returners back, McKinney and Spicer and DeCarlo. So those guys will bring some experience and leadership, and I think these guys will do a lot better than they did last year, too.
I think so. I know they have high expectations. We're going to pause for a quick second for the national anthem. We'll be right back with their starting lineups.
I think being a student athlete impacts my overall experience a lot, just gaining a brotherhood with my teammates, and then with all the other teams, a big connection throughout all of athletics, and makes it fun to walk around campus and see everyone you know, and everyone comes out and encourages you at games, so it makes it a really fun environment.
Being a student athlete at Averett University as well as a commuter, it has allowed me to meet so many more people and experience so many more things than I would have if I wouldn't have played softball here. It has also allowed me to make lifelong friendships that I'll cherish for the rest of my life.
Going back to school is not just for the kids. Averett University has degree programs for working adults who want to pursue their bachelor's or master's online or on campus. Visit gps.averett.edu for more information.
And welcome back to live coverage here of Averett Baseball on the Averett Sports Network. Drew Wilson, Trevor Amagos on the call for today's home opener between the Cougars and the Washington Lee Generals. Let's look at today's starting lineups. First for the visitors from Washington and Lee, leading off and playing second base is Colin Leby. In left field, batting second, Zach Perkins. And at shortstop, Jason Volpicelli. In right field, Ryan Monson. Behind the plate, Bryce Burnett. The DH today, batting sixth, is Luke Siepel. At first base, Brian Wickman. Chapin Bassey batting eighth and playing third base. Matt Whitley is in center field, and on the mound today for the Generals is Carson McCoon. For the Cougars, your starting lineup: at shortstop, Ryan Traylor. He'll be leading off. Brandon Hatcher at second base. Cody Jones batting third, and he will be the DH. Chase McKinney behind the plate, batting fourth. Avery Spicer at third. Tucker Majetic in left. Andrew Lancaster in right. Tanner Bradshaw at first. Zach DiCarlo in center field. First pitch hit out to shortstop. Traylor ranges over, makes the throw for out number one. So one pitch, one out here for the Cougars. And, of course, the pitcher on the mound today, Tyler Knuckles, the freshman, getting his first collegiate action. And first pitch, a ground out. That's a great way to start.
One pitch, one out right there.
So that'll bring up Zach Perkins after the Leby ground out. And looked like Leby was shaken up there. Slow getting back around over to the dugout. One new change this year for our fans, if you're watching, or if you come out to a game. Cougars have switched dugouts. They are now on the first base side.
Oh, I didn't realize that until you said that, Drew.
And first pitch fouled off to Perkins.
You're right. Used to seeing the navy and gold in the left on the third base side, now they're on the first.
It's going to take some getting used to. I'm not going to lie. As long as I've been here, which is 12 years, they've always been on the third base dugout. So
Cougars in the navy and gold today. Washington Lee in the royal blue and gray.
second pitch, foul down toward first base. So 0-2 count here to Perkins. Knuckles, off-speed pitch misses high for ball one. 1-2 pitch, little check swing, and he went, but ball gets away from McKinney. He'll throw down to first for the second out. And off to a good start is Tyler Knuckles, the freshman. Local kid out of Collins, Virginia, which is just outside the city. Played his high school ball at Carlisle School, private school, up in Martinsville. So
6 pitches on 2 outs. That's really good for his first inning.
So two-way, that'll bring up Volpicelli. First pitch low, but called strike one. Caught the outside corner.
He's playing the corners very well with his pitches early here. He's going right after the batters as well.
Knuckles, a 6', 190 freshman. And fires a fastball right past Volpicelli for strike two. Oh, 0-2 pitch on the way. And waste pitch misses high. And swing and a miss, strikeouts. The first career strikeout ends the first inning here for the Cougars. And that'll be it. So we'll go to the bottom of the first inning. When we come back, it'll be Traylor, Hatcher, and Jones coming up for the Cougars.
I think Averett's a special place because of the camaraderie amongst everybody. I feel like it's a lot of friendships that won't be broken throughout my life, and it gave me a chance to show my abilities in wrestling and in the classroom.
It helps that there's so many international students here at Averett, so hearing other people talk around campus with their accent makes it feel like you're not alone, and it feels like one big family, and I've grown so much since I came here.
And welcome back. We go to the bottom of the first inning, tied 0-0. The Cougars getting their first at bat of the day, and leading off will be the shortstop, Ryan Traylor. Traylor still seeking his first hit of the year. He did get hit by a pitch, though, yesterday. And the season opener at Guilford. First pitch taken, strike inside corner. Traylor led the team in batting last year, batted .327. 32 hits, that one. Strike 2 in there. So Traylor in the early hole here. And time called at the plate. Carson McCoon getting the start, the senior out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Lefty fires in the 0-2 pitch and swing and a miss on a breaking ball. They'll throw down to first base to get Traylor for out number 1. So that'll bring up Brandon Hatcher. Hatcher had a great start to the season yesterday. Went 2 for 4 with a double and a run scored. Also was hit by a pitch.
Love to see the Cougars make McCoon throw a little bit here after getting a great first 1-2-3 inning.
And a swing and a miss there by Hatcher. Hatcher had a pretty good freshman year last year, batted .230, but missed a lot toward the end of the season due to injury. Looking to bounce back. Takes a high fastball for ball 1. 1-1 the count.
He was 2 for 4 yesterday in yesterday's game and scored a run in that one.
So pitch was a strike. 1-2 the count. That one in the dirt, evens it up at 2-2. And a swing and a miss for strike 3, and Hatcher goes down. So 2 away, that'll bring up Cody Jones. Jones went 1 for 5 yesterday with a run scored and an RBI. Jones, a senior for the Cougars, pops this one up over toward the Averett dugout, but it will get out of play. Oh, 1 count. Pitch on the way to Jones. Breaking ball misses just a bit high.
That's close.
Good pitch by McCoon. Didn't miss by much. That one fouled away as well, out of play. Cougars playing a doubleheader, 7 inning, and a 9-inning game to follow. This one chopped out to shortstop. Fielded by Volpicelli, and they'll get Jones for out number 3. So the Cougars go 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the first. Through 1 complete inning, we're still tied 0-0. We'll be back for the second inning. You're watching Averett Baseball on the Averett Sports Network.
So Monson to lead it off here for Washington Lee in the top of the second.
Monson, a senior out of Frisco, Texas.
The right fielder takes the ball in the dirt, and it hit his foot. So he'll stroll on down the first, and Washington Lee has their leadoff man on.
The catcher, number 13.
Curveball just got away, caught a piece of his toe. So Monson will be down at first. That'll bring up Bryce Burnett, the catcher. Burnett, the senior, 5'11", 180, from Hurt, Virginia.
Just right up the road, played at Gretna High School, which is located in the same county here as that surrounds Danville. First pitch, a ball.
Knuckles had a good first inning. Now he'll have to work with the runner on. The 1-0 pitch is back up the middle on the ground. And a diving stop there by Hatcher, and he'll tag the base with his glove.
What a great play there by Hatcher. I was worried that ball was going to hit the bag and ricochet, but he was able to get to it in time and then dive back over and tag the bag for the force out at second. Just a great defensive play there.
Yeah, the ball came off the mound, too. It looked like it might have shot off the mound, and then it was going straight for the bag, like you said, but it's a good play there by Hatcher, good awareness.
Middle infielder, it's such a tough play because you never know if the ball is going to deflect off the pitcher, off the mound a weird way. You got to be ready for all things as the first pitch popped up out in shallow left field, caught by Trailer just on the grass. Seipel goes down. That'll bring up Brian Wickman here with 2 outs.
The first baseman, number 32, Brian Wickman.
So good job by the Cougars defense, and Knuckles to force the pop-up there. Quickly get to 2 outs after giving off the lead runner there.
This one popped up as well.
Another pop-up off the first pitch. And DeCarlo will take it. So after getting the lead runner on, the Cougars get out of it. And it's 0-0 heading to the bottom of the second on the Averett Sports Network. Welcome back here at Owen Fulton Field, going into the bottom of the second. The score still 0-0.
Leading off, the catcher,
McKinney
number 16, Chase McKinney.
will lead off for the Cougars here, the catcher.
Chase McKinney, 1 for 5 yesterday in the season opener.
Down and away.
McKinney batted .268 last year in his junior season.
And that pitch is outside again for ball 2.
Had a team high of 33 hits last year, including 6 doubles, 2 homers, and a triple. 18 runs batted in as he fouls that one away. McKinney is a very flexible player. You know, he slotted in as catcher today, but he's a guy who can, throughout his career, has played in multiple positions. He can play third. He can move over to short if you need him to, and I think that flexibility, especially with a senior, that you can trust for Coach Kenny Fleming,
It's a big positive.
It's definitely a big thing.
Kenny will draw the walk here on 5 pitches. So Cougars now get their
Third
lead.
baseman, number 38.
Lead batter on base.
Spicer.
I'll bring up Avery Spicer, the third baseman today. Spicer went 2 for 4 yesterday with a run batted in.
He'll show for bunt, and it'll be dropped. And McCoon will throw him out at first, and no one's on second, so Wickman will have to trot over there. And
So good sack bunt there by Spicer. Gets the job done, moves McKinney over to second. Puts a runner in scoring position here with 1 out. Just like the Cougars wanted to draw it up. Now to bring up Tucker Majetic. Majetic 0 for 2 yesterday with a pair of walks.
so now he'll bat in a clutch position here with McKinney at second, 1 out, scoring position. And this is popped up. It's like the shortstop Volpicelli will camp under it and make the catch. And that'll be the 2nd out.
That'll bring up Andrew Lancaster, the senior.
Right fielder, number 6, Andrew Lancaster.
So the Cougars hoping to keep the inning going here, maybe try to bring McKinney around, but they'll need Lancaster to keep it going here. Should he reach, it'll be Bradshaw to do up next for the Cougars.
Lancaster batted 234 last year, 12 RBIs. Also had 22 hits, 7 doubles. Coons 1-0 is fouled away behind the press box here.
Lancaster, local kid, went to Chatham High School and transferred into Averett last year before his junior season.
The 1-1 for McCoon. The curveball just catches in the knees. First strike 2. Cool day here at Averett University. A little wind. You can see the flag moving a little bit every now and then. Right now it's kind of dead. And the 1-2 pitch is grounded to first. Wickman will take it back to the bag himself and get Washington Lee out of the inning. 1 runner left on for the Cougars at the end of 2, 0-0.
For the Cougars in the bottom of the 2nd.
I think being a student athlete impacts my overall experience a lot, just gaining a brotherhood with my teammates and then with all the other teams, a big connection throughout all of athletics, and makes it fun to walk around campus and see everyone you know, and everyone comes out and encourages you at games, so it makes it a really fun environment.
It allowed me to make the most of my experience at Averett. I don't think I would have had as good a time if I didn't get involved in the organizations and sport and everything else along with it. It's also allowed me to make lifelong friends from all different areas all over the world. I couldn't ask for anything better.
Going back to school is not just for the kids. Averett University has degree programs for working adults who want to pursue their bachelor's or master's online or on campus. Visit gps.averett.edu for more information.
So Chapin Bassey to lead off here. The top of the 3rd for Washington Lee takes the first pitch high for a ball. Only 1 base runner for each team so far here in the 3rd. gets Bassey swinging there, does Knuckles.
And Knuckles impressive so far. You know, we talked about gave up the leadoff hit by pitch the last inning and able to get out of that jam with seemed like such ease.
But he's been dealing here early.
Definitely tell he's got the confidence working, you know, here early on, and definitely has the poise out on the mound.
Feeling it so far in the home opener here. The 2-1 from Knuckles is inside. So 3-1 now.
Temperatures hovering right around the high 30s, low 40s so far today. Expect to go up a little bit, but otherwise pretty brisk day so far.
3-1 is high and in also, so Bassey will take his free base. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Matt Whiteley.
Center fielder, number 5, Matt Whiteley.
So we'll see how Knuckles can work around getting the leadoff guy off again for the second consecutive inning.
He pitched good when he had the runner on last inning and gave his defense some easy outs. See if he can do it here again. The first pitch is swung on and missed.
Whiteley, the number 9 batter, so we go right back to the top of the lineup.
Decent crowd here today for the home opener. Got a good amount of people gathered down the first base line.
Yeah, one of the changes they made in the offseason to the field, they took away, there was an outdoor batting cage down the right field line, and they completely removed it, so it has allowed for more seating for spectators down that fence. Kind of opens it up a little bit. I like it.
It does. You have a lot of people gathered down there. A little more chaired, your own chaired brought seating. It's actually pretty full down there too. So 1-1, the count now to Whiteley. Bassey at first still.
Runner takes off. Ball popped up into right field.
Lancaster's there for the putout.
Returning to the top of the order, the second baseman, number 1, Colin Levy.
Now, back to the top of the order for Washington Lee, Colin Levy. Second baseman. Grounded out to the shortstop in the first inning.
So sorry, we're trying to figure something out here in the press box. This is actually number 8, Jackson Gazen batting. We believe that Levy had to leave after he ran out of play in his first at bat. He was slow getting back to the dugout. Might have come up injured and been replaced as the runner takes off. Ball hit up the middle, dive there. Second by Hatcher, gets by into center field. And Whiteley moves over to third base.
The left fielder, number 4, Zach Perkins.
Excuse me, that was Bassey moving over to second base, or to third base. So runners on the corners here with 1 out. We'll double check that in the half inning, but I believe Gazen now into play.
He moves the runner from first to third there on that single up the middle. So 1 out now for Knuckles. Runners at the corners.
Runner takes off. They will throw down, and that one goes out into center field. So a run will score, first run of the day for the Generals. Will be a stolen base and an error on the throw that allowed both runners to advance an extra bag. That one in there for strike one.
Knuckles deals, and this one's inside. Now 2-0 for Perkins. Perkins struck out in the first. The 2-0 from Knuckles is hit to the left, and it's going to get down out there, and Majetic will chase it down to the wall, and he'll throw it in. But that is a RBI double for Zach Perkins, and he's standing on second. That'll bring up Jason Volpicelli, the shortstop.
The shortstop, number 7, Jason Volpicelli.
Last appearance at the plate, he struck out in his first inning. He's got a chance to add some more damage here in the third. Knuckles and gets Volpicelli to pop up. And Knuckles will take it himself there. So 2 down there. 2 down now.
The right fielder, number 14, Ryan Monson.
So that'll bring up Ryan Monson, the right fielder. Doesn't have a official at-bat today as he was hitting the first inning. And this ball is up and away for ball 1.
Just make sure he didn't slide over. I don't think he did either.
First run's on her and the second run is her. No, technically both are. Well,
No, he would have scored from second on that play.
So Monson.
yeah, the last one's earned. The first one you think's earned?
Well, both of them would have scored.
Knuckles pitches down and away for ball 2. So 2-0. 2 outs if Knuckles can get out of this and minimize the damage. The 2-0 pitch is missed just low there. McKinney tried to frame it. So 3-0 now. Perkins still at second. And a check swing. Knuckles will take it himself and throw down to first. And he's safe. And the runner's coming home. And he's safe also.
So that's a single to the pitcher.
So Washington Lee extends their lead to 3-0 on the infield single.
And nothing's earned now, right? 2 errors. Error in the end, 2 outs.
No, that error wouldn't have been an out.
No, that's right. You're right.
So it's all right. He didn't get an RBI for that, right? Just because he advanced in the order.
You've got to break until it's home for the road. Yeah.
So now that'll bring up Bryce Burnett, the catcher. And runner's going, but it's going to be fouled off.
I was thinking he wouldn't have driven in there on a normal play.
Burnett watches this curveball, and it's taken for a strike. Oh, 0-2 count now. Knuckles checks the runner at first. And gets him swinging to retire the side. So through 3.5, Washington Lee 3, Averett 0.
3 runs on 3 hits and 1 runner left on base. Go for the Cougars. It's Bradshaw, DeCarlo, and Trailer.
Yeah, I remember how to do it. Just which ones do you like one to play? Okay. So Bradshaw here to lead it off. In the bottom of the third for the Cougars. After Washington Lee scored 3. See if the Cougars have an answer. And the first pitch is looked outside but framed very well there by Bryce Burnett.
Would you go back to
The 0-1 pitch is high. 1-1. Three, and this ball is smacked, but right at the right fielder, Ryan Monson. Make the catch.
Zach DeCarlo.
That'll bring up center fielder Zach DeCarlo now. DeCarlo takes ball 1. And this pitch is also outside and away. The 2-0 from McCoon is fouled back behind us here. And this pitch is fouled away again. So 2-2. Big pitch here. McCoon one throws, and the curveball is high. So full count now. And here comes the full count, and it's up. And DeCarlo draws the walk.
Returning to the top of the order, the shortstop, number 5, Ryan Trailer.
And that'll turn the lineup over to shortstop Ryan Trailer. He gets a sign from his third base coach. Trailer bounces one to third, and they'll throw him out at first, but he will advance DeCarlo to second.
The second baseman, number 2, Brandon Hatcher.
That'll bring up the second baseman, Brandon Hatcher. DeCarlo at second. 2 outs again. Second time Cougars have been in this position. And that curveball misses up and away. And the 1-0, and this one misses just a little up and away too. So 2-0. Hatcher. Now the 2-0 is called for a strike there. Painted the up and outside corner. The Hatcher. And this ball is grounded out there to Leby. And Leby will throw it to Wickman and retire the side. So after 3, Washington Lee 3, Averett 0.
I think Averett's a special place because of the camaraderie amongst everybody. I feel like it's a lot of friendships that won't be broken throughout my life, and it gave me a chance to show my abilities in wrestling and in the classroom.
Top of the 4th now. Knuckles. Still wheeling Dylan. First pitch is taken for a ball there. This will be the catcher. And he'll pop this one foul over the Washington and Lee dugout. So 1-1. Still 3-0 Washington and Lee here. In the top of the 4th. And Seipel has worked himself up in the advantage here, 3-1. 3-1, and he'll swing at a fastball that Knuckles blew right by him. And this ball is fouled over the third base dugout. So another full count pitch coming up here. Knuckles 3-2, and it's high. So Seipel will take his free base.
The first baseman, number 32, Brian Wickman.
That'll bring up Brian Wickman, the first baseman. Flew out in his first at-bat. Knuckles And they pitch out and try and throw down and get Seipel, but he'll be back in time. Knuckles keeping a very close eye there at Seipel. Pitch this one. This one's popped up down the third base line. Spicer calling everyone off. And he'll make the catch.
The third baseman, number 36.
That'll bring up Bassi again, who walked in his first at bat, stole second on a steal, and then got to third on a throwing error by McKinney, and then ended up scoring the first run for Washington and Lee in the third. And Bassi will take the first pitch low and away for ball one. Seipel at first still. Knuckles wheels and deals 1-0 down and away and stopped by McKinney. So 2-0. Knuckles was taking command early in the first couple innings against the batters. He started off the past two at-bats behind 2-0. He needs to try and get back in command, get out ahead early against the batters. And this pitch is beautiful slider down and away. So 2-1 now. Knuckles. And another good pitch there, swung on a miss. So he's worked it back to 2-2 now. Knuckles checking Seipel at first. The payoff pitch is grounded back up the middle, and he'll stab it himself. Throw to second. On to first. Double play. Great stretch out there by Bradshaw to pick it out of the dirt. And the Cougars will work out of trouble there. Knuckles started the double play himself. At the end of 4.5. Washington Lee 3, Averett 0. Back to Owen Fulton Field here, going into the bottom of the fourth. Washington and Lee still at a 3-0 advantage here. And this will be Cody Jones here. He'll foul the second pitch off. Coons 1-0 and is lasered on the ground And Perkins will collect it out there and throw it in. And Cody Jones with the leadoff single here in the fourth.
The catcher, number 16, Chase McKinney.
That'll bring up Chase McKinney, and this is a good part of the Cougars lineup. The meat of their lineup here. This is guys you want up with runners on base. So Jones out at first. Not the fastest guy. So maybe not the biggest threat to steal. But we saw the Cougars show bunt in this position earlier. But McKinney, they're going to let him swing, it looks like. So 1-0. The 1-0 pitch to McKinney, and he'll pop it up down the first base line, giving chases Wickman, and it is over the fence and out of play. So now the Cougar dugout getting a little life in it, getting a little chirpy. McCoon stares and pitches, and this one's high. 2-1 count now. Coon again, and this one paints the corner. So 2-2 now on a McKinney. So 2-2. And this one misses away. Full count. So full count here. The payoff pitch is lined up the middle. And it's a big single there for Chase McKinney. And Jones is only able to get to second. So we'll have runners at first and second, no outs. And that'll bring up Avery Spicer, the third baseman. Time called now. That'll bring up Ted White now. The Louisiana Monroe graduate of 2002. In his third season, he'll go out and talk to his pitcher McCoon now, as that was the first 2 hits he's given up today. So Cougars threatening now. McKinney at first, Jones at second, no outs. Spicer will be at the dish after this meeting. This is most likely a coach making a smart move here, trying to break up the momentum Cougars have going. Dugout was getting a little chirpy, getting into it on the first base side. As Drew mentioned earlier, Cougars now moved their dugout from the third base to the first base side. And if you ever get the chance to come out to a game at Owen Fulton Field, you'll see they have some new dugout covers on either dugout. So Spicer now at the dish with runners on first and second. And he'll show bunt, and it'll be fouled. Or no, it won't be fouled. It got away from the catcher. So runners at second and third now with no outs. We still haven't decided if Spicer pulled that bunt back. And it is. It's 1-0 count. And Spicer grounds one to third.
The left fielder, number 34, Tucker Majek.
Spicer grounds out. 5-3. Now bring up left fielder Tucker Majetic with 1 out. Majetic. .188 hitter last year. Played in 19 games. He'll swing at a ball in the dirt here. Even the count out at 1-1. Cougars in need of a big hit here. Anything that reaches the outfielder could possibly bring in 2 here. And this is a curveball swung on and missed. Good pitch there by McCoon. Jones at third, McKinney at second. Majetic at the dish. McCoon's 1-2 and swung on. Back-to-back curveballs. Sit down Majetic.
The right fielder, number 6, Andrew Lancaster.
They'll bring up the right fielder, Andrew Lancaster, who grounded out in his first at-bat. The chance to still bring in some runs here, as Cougars have runners in scoring position, third and second with 2 outs now. And the first pitch is low and in the dirt for ball 1. Cougars need a good piece of timely hitting. The wind is picked up slightly here. You can see that flag wavering a little bit. And this pitch is in the dirt also. So 2-0 count now to Lancaster. Lancaster, the transfer. Played in 30 games last year, batted .234 with 12 ribbies. Also 7 doubles. And this ball is up the middle, and that'll bring in 2. Lancaster delivers. And the Cougars have cut the Washington and Lee lead to 1.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 28, Tanner Bradshaw.
Great piece of hitting there from Lancaster. Much needed there also. So Lancaster will be at first now. That'll bring up Bradshaw. Bradshaw grounds it to third, and it's going to get through. So Cougars getting their bats going now.
The center fielder, number 10, Zach DiCarlo.
That'll bring up center fielder Zach DiCarlo, who walked in his first time at bat today. Still 2 outs for Washington and Lee and McCoon. And DiCarlo will swing and miss the changeup. McCoon checks Lancaster, now deals, and it's in the dirt for ball 1. Lancaster at second, Spicer at first. Almost forgot that Spicer had gotten a hit right after Lancaster. Excuse me, Bradshaw. not Spicer. Now they count 2-2 after that strike. And this ball is popped up behind the plate. And Burnett will put it away. So on the inning, 4 hits, 2 runs, no errors, 2 left on base. After 4, Washington and Lee 3, Averett 2.
The following is a production of the Averett Sports Network.
Top of the 5th in this doubleheader. Just a reminder, this game will be 7 innings. The one following will be 9. Top of the 5th, 3-2 Washington and Lee. This will be Whiteley, the center fielder. He's got a 1-2 count on him right now. This ball is lined down the first base line, and it's going to drop. Whiteley's going for 2. The throw in is missed. So a leadoff double for Whiteley in the 5th.
Returning to the top of the order, the second baseman, number 8, Jackson.
And that'll turn over the lineup for Jackson Gazin. Gazin singled his first time at bat when he replaced Leby and got the Washington Lee offense going in the 3rd. He'll foul this one over the third base dugout. So 0-1 count. Gazin, the sophomore from Reisterstown, Maryland. Bats left, throws right, and he'll chase a fastball outside. So 0-2 now. And he'll chase one. And Spicer got a glove on it, but couldn't hold on to it. It was a laser. And the runner will advance from 2nd to 3rd here.
The left fielder, number 4, Zach Perkins.
Gazin, the 2nd hit of the game. So Whiteley at third, Gazin at first. Perkins will be at bat. He singled and struck out today. And he'll foul this one at the plate. Knuckles in his 5th inning of work. And this ball is fouled. So Knuckles up 0-2 in the count. If he could punch out Perkins, that would be a big first out here. The runner going from first, they do pitch out, and they were trying to bait. They were trying to bait Whiteley to go from third to home, but he wouldn't budge. As Hatcher had run out to intercept the throw that was intended for trailer. So runners at third and second now. Still 0-2 count, 1-2. And this ball is popped up. Short left field. Runner will not be tagging.
The shortstop, number 7, Jason Bovicelli.
That'll bring up shortstop Jason Volpicelli, who has struck out and flew out today. Takes the first pitch away for ball 1. So Volpicelli, 0-2 on the day, but the chance to extend Washington's lead and Washington and Lee's lead back, and a beautiful curveball there by Knuckles. Evens the count out at 1-1. Wind up in the pitch and swing and a miss. Good slider there by Knuckles. It's up in the count again. The 1-2 ball just missed up and away. So 2-2 now. Wind is picked up now. Blowing from right to left. Maybe in slightly. Knuckles 2-2 is lined, but right at DeCarlo, and that'll allow the runner to tag. And Washington and Lee will add another.
The right fielder, number 14, Ryan Monson.
That'll bring up Ryan Monson. Monson has been hit by a pitch today and reached on an infield single. And that ball is right on the corner from Knuckles. So 1-1. Stares in, gets the sign. Checks the runner at second. The 1-1 pitch is fouled out of play over our heads here. Knuckles, 1-2 pitch. And swing and a miss. So sits down Monson. But Washington and Lee adds one more on 2 hits. No errors, 1 left on base. Going to the bottom of the 5th. Washington and Lee 4, Averett 2. Hatcher will come up after that fly out to left. That pitch is up and away. That one's up and away also, so 2-0 to Hatcher. And Hatcher lines one into the gap, and it's going to get past the diving Monson. And Monson slow to get up out there and right. Monson appears to be all right. Tucking around on the shoulder a little bit out there. But that'll bring up Cody Jones now.
Number 14, Cody Jones.
Jones will watch the first pitch in the dirt and away. Hatcher at first, and this one is fouled off. The 1-1 to Jones, and it is outside for ball 2.
It's hard to teach baseball because so many things happen. It's different situations, so you don't know how to
2-1 is fouled.
This part's self-explanatory. And if it goes in play, you just put P, put in play, and you put the result.
So 2-2 now. Jones fights this one off. So 4-2 here. Washington and Lee. Bottom of the fifth. A great ball game so far. 5 hits apiece for each team. And Jones will pop this one into shallow center. And Volpicelli will make the call and get the put out.
The catcher, number 16, Chase McKinney.
I'm going to bring up catcher Chase McKinney, who singled in his first attempt. I mean, who singled. Kenny has singled and walked today. McKinney takes the first two in the dirt. So 2-0 here. Hatcher still at first. 2-0. Hatcher's going, and he was going to be dead out, so he'll take it back. And they're in a rundown, and they will get him out at second. So Hatcher caught stealing, and that'll retire the Cougars. So after 5, Washington and Lee 4, Averett 2. We'll be back on the Cougar Sports Network.
It's really allowed me to make the most of my experience at Averett. I don't think I would have had as good a time if I didn't get involved in the organizations and sport and everything else along with it. It's also allowed me to make lifelong friends from all different areas all over the world. I couldn't ask for anything better.
So on the top of the 6th now. And a good throw there from Trailer to retire Monson.
The designated hitter, number 18, Luke.
Excuse me, Burnett. To retire Burnett.
All you're doing that is the first pitch, put P, go in, you put 6-3, and just mark it as 6-3.
That'll bring up Seeple, the DH. He's walked and flew out so far. And this ball's popped up in the right field. And Lancaster will make the catch.
The first baseman, number 32, Brian Wickman. You want to know if there is, you it's in the gap and he chases it down, you just let me know, like, at A, right center or left center or whatever.
This one's popped up on the infield,
Left play to go.
and Knuckles will catch it.
And you go.
So that'll finish off Washington Lee here. So after 6.5, 4-2 Washington Lee going to the bottom of the 6th. And that'll bring up McKinney, Spicer, and Majetic after this break. McKinney to lead it off here for the Cougars in the 6th.
He's going to take over from Noah next game. I can't tell. I think he's always fast.
So 1-2. So McKinney looked at that curveball. That dropped in for a strike.
He hold up 2-2 in the
2-2 now. And McKinney will fight that one off. The 2-2. McKinney battling. He fouls another off. McCoon's 2-2. McKinney dribbles it out to third. Bassey over to Wickman. So Cougars down to their final 5 outs.
The third baseman, number 38, Avery Spicer.
And the first pitch here is swung on a miss by Spicer. Coons, a 1 called for a strike here. So 0-2. Spicer will take that one high and away. Waste pitch. The 1-2 is a curveball swung on and missed.
This is how that works. You go KS to you. It's a catcher tag. It's all under catcher assistant. So this is bad.
And a replacement here.
Pitching for the Cougars, number 11, Jason Maggs.
Jason Maggs will replace Majetic. And Maggs will, and they're going to call that a foul ball. Maggs was in for a double there had that ball been fair. Maggs, the sophomore outfielder from Mount Holly, North Carolina.
I thought it was switching out. No. You're right, bro. What? I thought about you started running. Yeah, they called it a foul ball. Oh, okay. You're right.
And Maggs will go down on strike swinging.
For the Cougars in the bottom of the sixth inning, he was 0 runs on no hits and no runners left on base.
So after 6, Washington Lee 4, Averett 2.
I think being a student athlete impacts my overall experience a lot, just gaining a brotherhood with my teammates, and then with all the other teams, a big connection throughout all of athletics, and makes it fun to walk around campus and see everyone you know, and everyone comes out and encourages you at games, so it makes it a really fun environment.
We hold him here, we don't score, game's over. If we score 2 runs, we go to extra innings. Score 3 runs, we win. Oh, game scores, huh?
Bring up Bassie, and he will fly out.
The center fielder, number 5, Matt Whiteley.
I'll bring up Matt Whiteley, the center fielder, who was singled and flown out today.
I might actually send you down right before the game gets over and get the officials' names before they walk off. I need to know who's doing home and who's doing the plate so I can reverse it.
Whiteley will laser one over there, but Hatcher will have it easily, and Bradshaw will put him out.
Returning to the top of the order, the second baseman, number 8, Jackson Gazin.
Then I'll bring up Gazin, who is 2 for 2 on the day, and he'll show bunt but pull it away. Gazin with a run scored also. Gazin will line one down the third base line, but foul. The 1-1 count. Gazen shows bunt again. It pulls it away. So 2-1. McKinney trying to calm his pitcher. And this one's high. 3-1 now. And this one is dribbled, and it looks like it'll be an infield single. So a cheap shot. And Gazen will be aboard on the infield single.
The left fielder, number 4, Zach Perkins.
So Gazen has really made the difference after he replaced the injured Levy in the first. And this one's lined, and it'll be a double play. Lined right at Bradshaw, and he'll just step on the bag. So at the end of 6.5, Washington Lee 4, Averett 2. So going to the bottom of the 7th here. Cougars down to their last 3 outs.
Leading off for the Cougars in the bottom of the 7th inning, the right fielder, number 6.
Lancaster will lead it off. Lancaster drove in the Cougars' only 2 runs of the game in this low-scoring affair. He'll get things started off in the 7th. First pitch is in the dirt at his feet. So 1-0. McCoon's still on the mound for Washington Lee. Trying to get the complete game. And this ball is lined, but Whiteley will track it and make the catch for the putout.
The first baseman, number 28, Tanner Bradshaw.
That'll bring up Tanner Bradshaw. Bradshaw 1 for 2 on the day. Single and a fly out. And this ball is flied out to right center, and the center fielder will track it a long ways for the second out.
The center fielder, number
So
10,
Whiteley showing his speed on back-to-back plays, tracking some well-hit balls. So that'll bring up DeCarlo as the Cougars down to their final out here in the first game of this doubleheader. DeCarlo will take the first pitch for a strike. The curveball dropped in just above his knees.
Just a little quicker, you're good.
This pitch is down for ball 1. DeCarlo will foul this one away, so 1-2. The 1-2 pitch is called, strike 3. So McCoon will get the complete game here. And that'll be it for the first game of the doubleheader. Washington and Lee 4, Averett 2. Washington Lee 6 hits, Averett 5. 1 error for the Cougars. Really a great game for both pitchers here in this one. The biggest moment was probably in the third inning when Washington Lee opened up the scoring with 3 runs. They had runners on. They had a runner stealing, and McKinney threw one, tried to throw him out, and it went into center. And the runner came around to score. They ended up scoring 3 that inning, but there was only runners on first and second, and that made them go second and third on that error. And then a base hit brought those guys in. But we'll be back after this short break for the second game in this doubleheader. Complete full 9-inning game after this. Again, final score, Washington Lee 4, Averett 2 in the first game.